Your mind is being altered by stoned ape theories with
Hubo,
Kapowski,
and the dude.
a podcast where we alter our perception of reality and discuss the meaning of life on this pale blue dot.
My state, primate. My state, primate. I stay.
Yo, how's it going?
good.
What's up?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So, what are we doing here today?
Guess we're
I don't know, man. I'm just
Talking.
high.
Session. So the idea behind this whole podcast was stoned ape theories. Like, there's this stoned ape theory, right? And you've heard of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And you got a vague idea of what that is.
As in, you told me about it, and I was like, dude.
So the idea is that our ancestor primates consumed psychedelic mushrooms and it expanded their consciousness, right? That's the stoned ape theory, that they consumed these psychedelics and it expanded our brains
Yeah.
and what made us
Much how I
what we
feel
are
about my own life.
today. So
Really?
that's the idea.
You feel like mushrooms changed you that much?
I don't know about that much, but drugs in general, yeah.
Yeah. So then there's another expanding idea on that, which is panspermia, which is that
The fuck you
our
just
life
say to me?
panspermia, which is that the whole universe was seeded from other things that existed, and that all life on Earth, even mushrooms and all the water on Earth came from, outer space through the process of accretion, right? And so each planet was seeded from a pre-existing planet, right?
Panspermia.
And so
That's
these
the name
spores,
for
these
it.
spores, like mushroom spores, could be frozen, right? And they could come here, and now they're here on Earth, but they really came from somewhere else.
So it's space semen.
Yeah,
Space
yeah,
semen
yeah.
flies through space.
panspermia.
Space
Yeah.
And then it lands on Earth and fertilizes, and now we have mushrooms.
Yeah. And so that's this whole idea, and it's
Telling me the whole
interesting.
universe is based off space semen?
Basically, man.
Yeah,
Basically.
shit.
Yeah.
I'll subscribe to that.
Yeah, so it's an interesting theory. So these are one of those things that I'll just get hung up on, right?
Yeah.
It's fuck, man. It's how the fuck did we get to where we're at right now? In all the series of events that it took, you know what I'm saying, throughout the whole fucking life of the universe and what the fuck ever, right? We're here right now, and there's this whole thing. This shit is just mind-boggling sometimes.
Everything happened in this universe to get me to the point where now I can sit and record a podcast and get high as fuck and drink a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's pretty
there's
mind-boggling.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's all the
At any
technology.
given moment, think about how stupid your life is, and think about how many people work to get you to that point. So that the biggest problem in your life is because the problems we have are the stupidest problems
Dude,
on the
minuscule.
planet.
Not
It's
even
so crazy. Yeah.
not even close to what's actually important.
God no. you go back, you think if you talk you wonder why old people don't understand social media is because when you're getting hung up on oh, this dude said this shit and this dude said this shit to your grandpa, he's like, yeah, dude, I lived through the Great Depression. Fucking this ain't shit, bro.
Yeah,
He's just chilling.
His threshold is just
threshold's
a
up
little
here.
higher.
Someone's
you got
talking
people-
shit to you that you can't even see, but you're sitting, in
you
your
have
heated
people-
house on your couch,
You have
Yeah,
people
yeah.
raging over imaginary rules.
Oh my goodness.
raging over imaginary rules is the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's that. That is the quintessence of a fucking snowflake, right? We really are dealing with some first world problems here.
Oh,
I was talking
on the realist
to,
level, but
my
they
sister.
pretend they're not. For instance, everyone likes to acknowledge that there are problems in the other part of the world,
Yeah.
but I don't know if anyone really you ever think about how they feel? Because they probably feel like shit.
Yeah.
Much more than you do when you're stuck in traffic,
Oh, man. Yeah, so I was
that's
talking
just
to
the
my
life they're
sister,
living.
Yeah.
and I was like, I wonder how many times I would have died already without like modern medicine. Like how many times over
you?
would I have been dead already,
Dude,
right? Because
100
like
times.
seriously,
So many times.
because we are living in a time that is basically like magic.
How fortunate are we to literally be like living in this era right now?
Dude, we have surgery. Like, have you been through a surgery?
No, not necessarily. I've only gotten
I know you
stitches.
have.
Yes.
I have. It, like, that wasn't a thing, like, 100 whatever years ago.
Yeah.
When was the first surgery?
I don't
When did
know.
surgery?
I'm very curious,
I'm Googling
though.
that shit.
But
Bro, I just...
how fortunate though, because seriously, I've had some moments in my life where I feel like, damn, I was down and out, and I don't know if I would have made it without modern medicine.
So according to Google, the first surgery, or the first evidence of trepanation, dated back to 6500 BC. I don't think that in 6500 BC their surgery was quite as advanced as us.
Oh.
I think they basically just cut you, and they're like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my god, read that though.
Trepanation was the practice of drilling or cutting a hole through the skull to expose the brain. This was thought to cure mental illness, migraines, epileptic seizures, and was used as emergency surgery after a head wound.
Bro,
Dude,
can you
all that
imagine?
all
You
that
smack
mental
your
How
head?
illness?
fortunate are you to just be alive right now?
Well, dude,
Like, how
like,
grateful.
Okay,
How
so
grateful.
you lived like your whole life,
dude,
right?
I have mental
And then-
illness. They would have just fucking cut a hole in my skull and be like,
Oh yeah,
fixed.
we cured you, dude. You're fine. Like, so you lived your whole life, and then somehow intermingled with my mom, and now I'm here, right?
For brief
And now
introduction to people who don't know, on like in terms of
Oh,
all of
yeah.
our voices, I'm Hubo. We've got
Justin.
And Zach.
Justin's son. So that now everyone's caught up. Continue your shit.
Every bit of that. Like, no joke.
Well, like it's,
83 seems like it's a whole century ago.
but it's
Like,
just the '80s, man. And the best part is that like even me, like when I talk about the '80s. The 80s was 20 years before I was born, but I'm like, oh yeah, it's the 80s.
But
you
that's
know,
literally last century.
yeah. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh,
Like I grew up knowing the internet, which is a just bananas experience, and through working with you, I've like really.
I had a black and white TV. Like a dial with antennas, black and white TV.
Wow.
Like, no fucking joke. Yeah. It's different times.
I had an
for
iPod
sure.
Nano.
Yeah. No, I
I had an
there.
iPod Nano and a DS, and I was fucking set.
Oh yeah.
I
had a
went through
DS
the whole
and a tablet.
technological advancement, right? Like, we had telephones, landlines, right?
See, I at least had a landline. I'm not that world isn't too lost on me because
DSL,
What
right?
was
So all of
before?
these things.
You had the flip phone, and then before the flip phone was the pager.
Yeah,
Oh
Nokia
my
brick.
God.
I just saw this video the other day. It was the Nokia versus like all the modern phones, and they take this glass breaker and they push down on it, and it goes.
oh yeah,
Right, and then like all the screens of the new phones break, but the Nokia, right? You throw it off a building,
Or-
right?
Nokia.
across the water. Right? These things
invincible.
are just built to just live through the apocalypse.
yeah.
Right?
Nokias
They are the
are
roach of the like
of the
telecommunication.
phone. Like, I've
world,
thought about trying to find one and buy one just as a backup. Like just in case I ever lost my phone or it broke or whatever, I'd have that always as a backup because I know no matter what I do to it, it ain't fucking breaking.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to buy one just as like a fucking little antique, you know? Just to say that I have a Nokia.
Well, that's great is that like in our brain we're like antique. was his first phone.
He's like, I had one of
That
them.
was new technology. Like I had a pager, and then there was, cell phones came out. Like I thought my grandma was so fucking gangster when she pulled up. She had a Motorola. This thing had the screen. You had the screen protector. It came down, and then you pull the antenna up. It had this huge battery on the back. Dude, I thought my grandma was gangster as fuck. I was like, oh shit,
Dude,
Annie
in my
rolls up
brain,
the Ford
she's-
probe. No, she had the Ford probe. She had a little
dude.
prism dangling in the mirror with a little Batman thing.
Honestly, that makes it
she's on
better.
her Motorola cell phone. I'm like, oh shit! Like the only people I ever saw had cell phones were like gangsters in movies.
Dude, well,
and
in
shit,
my
you know
brain,
what I'm
like
saying?
you said that, I immediately pictured her pulling up in a fucking Cadillac or a suicide door Lincoln. Like, immediately with that, with like way too big
dude.
framed sunglasses as
dude.
well for no reason.
Yeah, she had the rose tinted, like big ass rose tinted.
That's awesome. That's exactly what the fuck I picture in my brain. That's amazing.
Dude. Yeah. Shit was just so fucking different, man.
Yeah,
so fucking different.
Nowadays, the technology is just like everything keeps evolving.
Dude, it's to the
Like,
point
I
where
remember
I'm
when
like,
the CD player came out, right? A CD player. Like then there was DVD, right? Then they're
dude,
trying to
I'm
expand.
not old, and there's still like the shit they're coming out with. I'm like, dude, slow down, man. And like with all the VR shit and everything, dude, I can't do VR.
VR is crazy.
I can't do VR.
VR
I
is
get in that
actually
shit.
awesome.
Well, like 10 years ago, think about what a terabyte was, right? That was like, oh shit, dude, you got a terabyte? If a game was like, dude, that was fucking massive. Like now, you can have a terabyte on your fucking phone.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like I saw this ad, right? Or this, it might have been a meme or something. And it was showing like a side by side of a cell phone and the entire ad of a Radio Shack, right? The entire ad of a Radio Shack. And it was like everything that was on this page of a Radio Shack was in one singular device.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was a calculator. It was a fucking computer. It's a radio. It's a fucking
flashlight.
everything.
Oh,
it's a
my
notebook. It's a
God.
flashlight.
It's a compass.
camera. Yeah, all
It's
of
a-
these fucking things. And it's like 100 things in one. That power, like, is crazy. To have this, it, like,
And we all have one now.
It blows my mind.
And we all have one.
Oh, this
Everybody
shit blows
has
my
one.
mind. Yeah.
Think of the stupidest person you know in life. They have one. They have access to
and the
Twitter.
fact that-
this needs to stop.
This is a crazy thing, right? Like, you guys grew up in a time where you didn't know a time without the internet.
No.
Right? Like, dude, I had
What
encyclopedias.
what do you mean?
I had
You couldn't just
encyclopedias.
see
I
other
had-
people's opinions
I
at
had,
all
like,
times.
I had a thesaurus. My mom had this old like encyclopedia set. Like she had the whole like back then, what was it? It was like the Britannica, right?
Oh,
it was like
yeah.
the Encarta, and then the whole encyclopedia.
Yeah, I remember that mod in Minecraft. You know?
And dude, but like really, like this, like I grew up in like an analog era, and this shit is
So,
like,
well, my favorite part is we're
totally
now
transformed.
we're now learning and experiencing what it does to our mental states growing up with always
Yeah.
the internet. Because, like, you know, I never knew a time where I couldn't just immediately find everyone's opinion on any information that I ever wanted to know. Like, not only could I know the information, but I could know whether everyone thinks it's fucking whack or not.
Yeah.
Immediately, which shapes, like, that's where a lot of people have
And it's like
dissociative
R.I.P.
personality.
the Dewey Decimal System, right? Like just rip Dewey Decimal System,
Dude,
because who the
this-
fuck even knows what the Dewey Decimal System is? Like, have you
It's
ever
for
heard of it?
libraries.
Right? So check it out.
That's
as far as I know.
That's
in
how you
elementary
used
school.
to. Yeah. That's what you needed in order to like.
So
that
you
was
want
the
to know
internet.
my memory associated with the Dewey Decimal System was in elementary school when I was like 6 or 7. There was a fucking
Like the librarian was Google.
yeah. No, because I had Google at that point. But there was a bunch of sculptures, like art projects, strewn around the library, and there was one that was made out of sugar cubes, and we figured out these sugar cubes would fall off. And as a kid, you're like, dude, you could just get free fucking sugar cubes and you could just sit there and eat in the library, bro. Fucking, so our delinquent ass, keep in mind, they could have had old glue on them or however the fuck they stuck the sugar cube. I don't know. We didn't question it. We were like 6 or 7. We just ate them. It might be why I'm brain. I don't know. So,
What are you talking about?
But below that was every time I went over there to grab a sugar cube, there was a little sign that explained the Dewey Decimal System right below it. And that's the only memory I have of the Dewey Decimal System. I was like, oh yeah, I could have been learning about the Dewey Decimal System, but I'm over here
instead
just
I was
fucking
grabbing
eating
sugar
sugar
cubes.
cubes.
Yeah, but
Fuck
it's
yeah.
like, you're forgiven. You're like part of the Tide Pod Challenge generation, so it's.
Well, yeah, and see, that was like, I
Bro,
Like, we were
did-
huffing, like we were stealing rubber cement from class and huffing rubber cement and getting high, walking home from school.
See, you guys never, everyone, see, what's great is that, like, your generation does that shit and then sees the Tide Pod shit and they're like, oh, what the fuck are you guys doing? You can't, what is all this?
Bro, we just huff gas and like.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, the difference is that every stupid thing your generation ever did, it wasn't caught on camera. Every stupid thing
That
we've
we're
ever
doing?
done
Oh.
is caught on camera.
No, because the
and
cost,
advertised.
The cost of like that's the other thing. You get a phone now, you got a camera, right? The cost of filming anything back then,
And there's an infrastructure to share it.
Yeah, like a camera was like $900, right? Your parents might have a camcorder or
Camcorders?
something,
Oh, yeah.
but like, dude, I can't. Like, if I could explain to you the poor that I grew up, right? Like, it's like borderline unfathomable. Right, and
Especially for me.
like this shit was crazy. So to me, like I never even had like it never crossed my mind to fucking like get a camera or have a camera film anything. Like what the fuck?
You know
Like,
what's hilarious?
It just seemed like completely out of the realm of possibility.
That's how you grew up. When I grew up, at like 10 or 12, I'm talking to my dad like, dude, I need a Logitech C920 webcam because it shoots the best fucking 1080p shit and I want that for my thing and your shitty little webcam is not fucking cutting it for me, dude. I know you got it from work or whatever, but I need the good shit. I didn't. It was stupid, but like,
Yeah.
and so like cameras were so readily available at that point. I'm looking for the best camera that I could get at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like I was just like under a rock for a long time. And like
When did
there's
you come
definitely
across
like
the
a
internet?
technological curve.
it was
well, like I was
invented.
aware, I'm like peripherally aware that there was an internet, right? But like my dad had a computer, but it was literally designated for like if you needed to print something, it was just a glorified printer, or you could play like solitaire, or like these, you know, those old
Internet porn?
Oh no way! Oh no way! It was right
Those
in the
were
dining room.
magazines back
It was in the
then.
dining room, like, and you couldn't use it. No, if you had a homework project, you could use the computer.
This is
There was no. You don't just sit on the computer. What that uses electricity. No, you can't just wait. Go outside, right? Or go.
So,
like don't
this
don't
is
use
what-
like don't waste electricity.
this is what I feel.
Right?
I'm so happy I grew up in a generation where it was so easy for me to get porn and jack off to good quality porn.
Oh, dude. I'm telling you, like in my generation, like here's like I remember my very first experience with porn. Right? Check this shit out. I'm like we had this fort that we had like the
Episode 1 coming out the gates.
dude. This shit
motherfucker.
is fucking crazy. So we lived in this place in like the Des Moines area, and the blackberries were like, I don't know, 15 feet tall.
That's
It was-
Washington,
it was-
correct? Washington.
yeah, and so like these blackberries were like 15 feet tall, and we had cut these holes and like built these forts right inside the blackberries.
Oh yeah, cool.
And so-
That way, if you fall, you can just immediately fuck your whole day up.
No. We put boards down as you go through too. That's how you don't.
Well, yeah, but the shit above you and around you.
No. It worked out, dude. It worked out. You
All right.
clear it out. Anyhow. So I'm down there one day hanging out with my friend, right? And this is also like this is two experiences that took place on this day, right? So I'm sitting down there, we're fucking hanging out, and his older brother comes down. He drops off this box of
Just a box?
fucking porno mags. Right, and we're like, what the fuck? There's tits, there's dicks, there's fucking pussies, there's hairy pussies, right? There's shaved pussies, there's red pussies, there's like fucking.
You got
what
every
is happening?
variety of
yeah.
tits,
There's big tits.
dicks,
There's like dude,
ass,
there's
everything.
It's fucking it was the wildest shit, and we're just like, whoa,
fucking
what is
Pandora's
this?
box.
And so we start. Everyone just grabbed a
Literally.
magazine. Yeah, like everybody grabbed a magazine, and they're just kind of like sitting there quietly, just thumbing through it, like, whoa. You'd hear someone like, no way. way. What? Right? Everybody's just like fucking, and we're just losing our minds, right? And my mom is calling me for dinner, and I don't know how many hours had gone by, right? Because this was like this was like the most hardcore drug I've tried at this point in my life, right?
How old
and
are
I had
you?
to be like 4.5, 5, right?
Oh, you were like 5.
Yeah, 4.5, 5.
Okay,
right? Like
yeah.
my sister
Dude,
wasn't
I'm
even born
thinking-
yet.
I'm
right?
thinking
my
like-
sister wasn't even born yet.
I'm thinking like 12 at
no,
this
no,
point.
no,
Okay,
no,
yeah,
check
so
it out.
much
No, it was
earlier.
like 4.5,
Gotcha.
5, maybe 5.5, right? 'Cause
Gotcha.
My sister wasn't even born yet. So anyhow, we're down there, and who knows? Like, this is like a hallucinogenic drug. Like, I don't even know. Like, time ceased to exist. I'm sitting here just like totally blown away. My mom's yelling for me to come to dinner, right? And then I'm like, oh shit! I throw it in the box, and I like go to run, and I realize, oh god, I got to shit so fucking bad. And I had been sitting down there for hours, right? And my legs had fallen asleep too, and so I'm like crawling out of this fucking. It was the worst experience. I get up to the top, I stand up, I take 3 steps, and I full on just shit my fucking pants. Dude, I just had to stop, and I feel it just fucking fill my. Then this was no, I'm not even joking, dude. And so then I have to like waddle and
Yeah.
run up another flight of stairs. So
Oh.
I had to like go up this flight of stairs. I run. My mom's trying to talk to me. I'm just like I run past her. I go straight to the bathroom. I go around in the corner. I literally take my underwear off. I fold them inside out into the fucking. I'm not even joking. Dude. I throw my fucking underwear in the garbage and I hop in the shower. Dude, I'm not even joking.
So my first, I remember the revolutionary moment that I realized that I could watch porn. Now, for me, my parents didn't allow me to have a computer in my room for a while. I had my own computer, but it was out in a room. Now, I'm an only child. The house I grew up in, fairly large. They were, for the most part, in the other parts of the house. The room where my computer was didn't used to have a door. One day we got a door installed. Right around when I was about 11 or 12. Where I was like,
yes.
Huh. And so it was 2 double sliding doors. Slid out, slid in, locked. Now, the first day I was fucking home alone because my parents didn't give a fuck. They were just like, yeah, whatever. And they left.
You're feral. That's what
Yeah.
you're saying, basically.
I was home. Here's the thing. Also, the window in that room faces the street. There's windows lining the whole wall. So I'm like, all right, first of all, I got to draw every fucking curtain. Because at this point now I'm planning this shit out. Because I'm like
making sure the doors are locked.
Yeah, also, around the same time that I figured out about the incognito tab on Google. Now that's another game changer.
Candles. Were you like?
No, I didn't have candles. But what I did do, dude,
Getting all
here's the thing.
romantic with yourself and shit.
No, I was paranoid.
Or this is just mission go, like,
Dude, so
we just trying to rub one off.
Well,
It's
no,
like-
what happened was I ended up having a panic attack.
What?
So
Now, hold on. Now,
Hold on.
now, do you get a boner every time you have a panic attack?
No, not at all. Quite the opposite. This is what happened. So,
you even come up
hold
with
on. Mission start. I was like, all right, mission go. So I draw every fucking curtain, right? Fucking close the doors, lock the doors. That was my mistake. Because I don't like lock. Again, I can unlock the fucking door, but it's dark.
You
And
caught
so-
yourself in the loop.
Yeah, I caught myself in a fucking loop. So I go on, and I'm so fucking nervous at this point. I'm like, I don't want my parents to fucking see.
dude.
I was just like freaking the fuck. But I did. I typed in fucking porn and just clicked on the first link, which happened to be porn.com, because for some reason when you search that up, it's not Pornhub isn't the first result, it's the second result.
Wasn't porn.com like not a thing back then though?
I don't know what.
Someone bought that domain because they thought they were going to make some money off of it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. But, right, I still got fucking horny. I still started beating my dick. But, right at that moment,
I got history.
I heard a noise in my house. Later turned out to be my cat. This I did not know at the time. I freaked the fuck out.
Pussy killed your boner.
Dude, I fucking full on. I didn't know what a panic attack was at that point. I didn't know I had an anxiety disorder at that point. But dude, fucking full blown panic attack, killed the boner. Fucking.
Now, how old were you again?
Like 11 or 12.
Okay.
Yeah. No, towards the end, I got like. Like towards the end when I was still living with my parents, then it just ended up. I had shit in my room, and then it got towards the end where it was just like if they were gone for like it's like 5 minutes. Fuck, I got time, and like you hear the door open, you know at that point I got experienced.
Yeah.
Now the one time my dad did catch me, that was fun.
Were you when your dad caught you? Were you full on just stroking your dick, or
what?
Or were you covered? Were you like trying to be discreet?
So you see,
like, did your dad just walk in and you just fucking?
So I had an L-shaped.
Like
I had an L-shaped desk,
right?
kind of like this one, right? It's an L-shaped desk. I put it I was sitting in the corner of the room, so the door. I'm facing the door.
Okay.
But that means that I am blocked in a complete L-shaped like command center fucking deal.
Yeah.
But my dad opens the door, I'm full fucking force, and I just like look up at him. I'm like, ah!
Now, like, were you there? Were you at the peak?
No,
like,
God, no. Thank God. Thank
like,
God, no. Because
can you imagine? Like you're just like you're right there. Just,
but no, dude. Here's the thing: if I hadn't moved. Like, he never confronted me about this. I don't think he ever quite because he couldn't see specifically, but there was like a definite, like, he opened the door and like a quick, like, fuck, shit, like a quick movement, like to cover, and then I was like, so what's up, man? How's it going? Like the way too over exaggerated emotion, like, everything's totally cool, man. What's up with you? Just trying to be normal.
Yeah. No, that happens. No, check it out, man. I remember the first time I had two, and I'm totally gonna like age myself here because this is fucking hysterical. So I had two magazines, right? They're hard copy, like they're magazines, right? There was a Playboy, and one was the Vanna White. I think it was like the 50th anniversary or whatever, something like that. It was the Vanna White, and then the other one was literally the Pam Anderson one. Right, and so I went. I can't remember. I was like, I had to be like 12 or something. We went camping, and I brought them. Like, made sure they were like tucked into my backpack and shit. And so
gotta be discreet.
Yeah, and so I got up early in the morning and I pull them out. I'm trying to be all quiet and rustling around in my tent, right? And fucking, I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right. I rub one out, and then I'm like, oh fuck, my mom's like, for whatever reason, I just got super paranoid that my mom's gonna find out. And so I went out and I started the fire.
Well, because you got post-nut clarity, bro.
With the fucking magazines, dude. So then the whole trip, I didn't have the magazines because I used them to start the fire. So I burned the evidence that morning because I was like so guilty and so ashamed. And I was like, oh, she's gonna fucking know, dude.
You got, because that's the weirdest part. It'll bring it full circle. It's that animalistic instinct of like, shit, you need to rub one out right then. But then the moment afterwards, you hit that moment where you're like, what the fuck did I just do?
Oh, dude.
What just happened?
Why did I decide to do this?
And then you get that post-nut clarity, and then you just gotta like fucking panic and get yourself out of whatever situation you just put yourself in.
Yeah, and like I had smuggled them on the camping trip. I could just put them back where they were.
Yeah, you had already hit them.
In my mind, I was like, oh God, I gotta burn them. Burn them.
When I had that panic attack, because I heard my cat, right? Logically, in my head, like, my parents had just left. They were going, like, at least an hour away. Like, hour drive away. Like, up to Seattle. And back. Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's... yeah. Oh, yeah, you can just say, get you another beer.
I'm trying to communicate telepathically.
Yeah, no, there's no telepathic communication happening. There's just... no, but these are nice. Fucking ride the spiral.
Smash your face.
Smash my face. Ride the spiral. Shout out to Ride the Spiral. I guess it's actually the Silver City Brewery. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
No, but that's hilarious. That's fucking.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's like one of those situations that I like. And then, so
You just
check it
wanna
out.
go,
I don't know if
stinks.
you've ever tried to burn a magazine, right? If with that being the initial thing you're trying to burn,
It doesn't work.
They're like flame retardant, so it wasn't catching fire. So I had to like split all this kindling real quick, and then I heard my mom waking up, so I'm like panicking. I'm trying to get the fire stoked up hot enough so
You're
I could
going
just like
through
stuff
every-
the magazine in deep enough so that like hope that it burned. And like she's like, oh yeah, what's this? Oh. Dude. Oh man.
Man, the stupid ways of hiding shit from my. When I first started smoking cigarettes, the first time my parents
dude.
smelled it on me, the excuse. I made the stupid. So, first of all, my stupid idiot brain, I went to. There was an old abandoned.
Have you ever
bar-
smoked a cigarette? Like an actual cigarette? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like he was more like the vape era, right? Because like.
Well, listen, I grew up in vape era, but I've always been of like the, if I'm gonna do it, fuck it, I want to. So when I don't know why I ever decided to smoke a cigarette. I don't. I've always, but thankfully I quit. But it only took 7 years. But at 13, when I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna start smoking cigarettes because I'm a cool kid.
I was like
There-
6 or 7 the first time I smoked, and the neighbor kid like stole some cigarettes from his aunt and came over and was like, "Hey man,
Cigarettes were also a lot more popular of a thing in the 80s when you were born.
Weren't they like pushed with ads?
I don't know when cigarette ads stopped, but yeah. So, but for me, my friend, his nephew actually was older than him because it was a weird fucking family. The family's fucking weird, man. But point being, his nephew was older than him, and so I had some cash and I bought my first pack of cigarettes, pack of Camels.
Okay.
What the fuck was that?
That's my gay ass ringtone.
Remember the first cigarette,
that
like
was funny
actually that I like
Yeah,
intentionally. Like, the
they're a
first
pack of
that I
Camel
bought.
99s.
There's a
And
few
so-
cigarette brands that stick out to me. Dave's was one of those ones that like they tasted different than any other cigarette. They really
Fucking
did.
GPC.
Oh god!
Yeah.
Oh god! A GPC was the worst. You could
You could
smell
smell it.
somebody
Yeah.
that smoked a GPC like
From a
block
mile away.
dude. and they
From a
just said,
mile
like,
away, man.
Oh, yeah,
Ugh.
like you knew those people were dying of lung cancer. Like,
So keep in
straight
mind,
up.
so most
straight up, did you
most people
smell the death mask on them, dude?
most
my
people, right?
God.
When they smoke their first cigarette, it's like someone hands them a cigarette and that's when they decide to. No, for some reason I decided to buy that at 13, and that was how.
How did you even buy them?
I just told you, my friend's nephew, he's older, he was of age, he bought me a pack of Camels. And when he asked me, he was like, "Do you know how to pack a pack of cigarettes?" And I just fucking said, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, totally, dude. I didn't know it all." And he was like, "Oh, cool." He then went and packed his pack of smokes that he had just got. I just copied the movement. I felt like a fucking G. I was like, "Oh, I'm the coolest person ever." I then take them, going out to the barn. I'm getting nervous at this point. I'm like, oh shit, am I really gonna fucking do this? Am I really gonna do this? I open the pack. I realize at that point, I don't know how to smoke. Like, this is the first shit that I've ever fucking smoked. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. All I know is that I have a lighter and a pack of cigarettes, and
You're
I'm
just
like,
trying to be cool.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck yeah.
Oh, I have no idea what I'm-
totally know what I'm doing, bro.
well, at this point, I'm alone now. But it was
Okay.
before I met up with my other buddy. So he dropped me off. I walked to the barn. My other buddy hadn't got to the barn yet.
Okay.
So this was my moment. I was like, I need to figure out how the fuck to smoke this shit. Now, I grew up in the age of Google, so I have my phone on me. So, any idea of what it's like to realize how stupid you are when you Google how to smoke a cigarette?
And then that's on your search history, and like if somebody
No,
saw
incognito
it, like,
tab, bro. Not on my search history. So,
you're hilarious,
eventually, obviously, I fucking figured it out.
dude.
And so I was smoking, and fucking sadly, immediately when I smoked, like, it wasn't gross or anything, I was like, this is awesome. I want to do this all the time, which was not the right reaction. But the moment I went home, I thought in my stupid brain that I was smoking outside the whole time. There's no way the smell could still be on me. I was outside.
Yeah.
It's the air, bro.
Yeah.
It circulates shit. We're good. There's no smell sticking
I
to me.
grew up with smokers, so like there was no way they're not gonna detect it.
Oh
on
yeah,
me.
no. My parents are ultra clean, so any sort of smell of anything is immediately apparent. So I roll in the house smelling like a fucking ashtray. Because
like
not only did I not
part about smoking.
Not only did I not allow myself to like air out at all from the last like I smoked the last cigarette like as I was rounding into the driveway.
What?
You know, like
Oh, dude.
and so immediately they're like, "Are you smoking cigarettes?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "You smell like cigarettes." I was like, "Yeah, that's because we ran into a homeless dude down at the barn
And made out with him.
And he was smoking
And that's why your
cigarettes.
face
So it must have fucking I must have just smell like it due to being
I
around.
dapped him up. He gave him some, we hugged.
You tried.
No, not only did I try, this is how little my parents care. My mom, all she said was, "All right," and then walked away.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's where I was like, okay.
Damn, they really did not care.
Well, I don't know. I just wouldn't admit anything. It's like, what are you gonna
But
do
you
at that point?
smelled like it so bad.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do?
So here's how I got busted, right?
They're like, "You smell like it." I'm like, "It's not me."
So
And they're like, and I was like, "I didn't smoke cigarettes." And they're like, "Well, but you did." And I'm like, "But I didn't." They're like, "But I'm pretty sure you did." And I'm like, "But I didn't." So, and I just didn't. And they were like, "Well,"
no, because like you would rather admit to French kissing a bum than to admit to smoking.
well, no, because all I said was that I was just around the bum, and that was my logic. They couldn't break my logic. Like there was no.
I'm invincible.
So,
Well, no,
the
because they couldn't. Here's the thing. Also, is that like I didn't. Whenever my parents were like, "We're gonna ground you or take shit away from," I didn't care. Because the only thing at that point I cared about keeping was my cigarettes that they didn't know I had.
Yeah.
So I'm like, take the other shit. It'll just make it harder for you to find me. Like, you want to take my phone? Cool. Then what are you going to do when you need to get a hold of me? Checkmate, bitch. Yeah, it was... Yeah, I was a fucking delinquent.
The difference between my dad's house and my mom's house was fucking ridiculous. At my mom's house, my mom may or may not be there. My mom may or may not be blacked out fucking drunk or completely fucking high on crack, right? She'd go like a bender, right? She'd be fucking gone smoking crack for fucking 10 days and then she'd come back. She'd be around for maybe 3, 4, or 5 days completely fucking drunk, right? So there was like this rhythm, you know? But so the difference was at my dad's
motion
house.
of the ocean.
Yeah, dude. And my dad's house was totally fucking different. Like they went to Costco, right? They bought their cigarettes by the case of carton. So if I went down to the freezer in the basement and opened it up, my dad had a case of cartons of cigarettes in the freezer downstairs. And so did my stepmom, right? And my dad smoked basic menthol lights. Right? Now my stepmom smoked
Hey, I don't like menthols,
basic
but
light 100s.
I'll take those
And then
basic
my
light
dad would
100s
get
though.
a case of Black and Milds. Right? So there's
Ooh.
packs of, oh dude, it was fucking bananas. So I would go downstairs and I would take a whole carton, just randomly, and I would just fucking have a, you know, and sometimes I would sell them at school, but anyhow, that's how I got fucking started, and I would fucking do this for months and months and months. Then they had a friend come over that was a non-smoker. They invited this friend over for dinner. And I came back from hanging out because we'd be skating out on the blacktop because there was just like one patch. All the other concrete everywhere is just fucking garbage. But they just one chunk.
Yeah,
of, like,
where they...
perfect blacktop.
Fuck
right?
yeah.
And that was our skate spot, right? And like it was super rad because like this dude, he'd come by on this recumbent bike and I don't know what he did, but he fucking dropped off 2 rails for us one day.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, like one was like, it was like a 2-foot rail and the other one was like, I don't know, maybe like 10
Yeah,
inches.
but whatever,
or something
free
like that.
rail.
Yeah, and so like we would practice on there, but that was our smoke spot too. There was this little tree there.
Oh, I get you.
Climb up
the
and
tree.
Yeah, dude, we climb up
in
the tree. We had like a little spot up there, yeah. And so then,
Because obviously, it doesn't stick to you if you blow the smoke upwards and you're in the air. Where's it gonna? It goes up.
And so like my dad called me for dinner. Yeah, right. So my dad called me for dinner. I'm like, all right, go to dinner. And after dinner, I was like, oh yeah, can I go stay at my friend's house tonight? Well, he's like, no. I'm like, why not? He's like, well, blah blah blah. I forget their friend's name. It was like John or some fucking shit. He's like, well. John said he smelled cigarette smoke on you when you came in, and I just wanted to ask you about that. Have you been smoking? And I said, yeah. And like, he's like, well,
See, dude, I grew up with the deny mentality.
He's like, so you've been smoking, huh? He's like, all right, well, he's like, why don't you step outside with me? And he had gone to the store. This is premeditated, right? He went to the store already. He got a pack of Dutch Masters, right? And they were green. They were a green Dutch Master cigar. And he made me smoke the whole thing and inhale every fucking drag. And we sat out on the porch and we were just fucking talking, right? And I'm trying to just fucking...
keep it together,
right? Because I'm trying to just fucking go to my friend's house. Or I get there and, dude... The fucking room was spinning. I was sick as fuck.
Yeah.
I was like just throwing up for like 3 hours in the bathroom. His mom's checking him. Is he
brutal.
all right? It was so fucking bad. But I was just like keeping it together, right? And he's like, well, all right then. And we like put it out and I went to my friend's house to stay the night. But dude, it was a rough one. I was sweating it out. I was sick as fuck.
You got the same mentality though, where if you get challenged, you're like, okay, I'm gonna ride this challenge out.
Oh, dude, no, I was taking
the first time I smoked a cigar,
like Churchill, Churchill fucking drink, trying to blow rings. I was trying to show off and shit. Yeah, kind of like a little fuck you. Yeah, like blow some donuts in his face.
Yeah, you're like, check out how cool I am, motherfucker.
Yeah, totally.
Would you guys French inhale with the cigarettes at all?
Oh yeah, that was like part of the thing,
Yeah,
you're trying to show because it's like a cool when you first start smoking. It's like
it's cool.
Cool.
So when I first started smoking, I smoked for like 2 years just like as a cool thing, but then I got into construction and the trades and everything right around 16.
Yeah, and then it's just like a way of life.
Yeah, and then it just became a way of life at that point.
Yeah, everybody has their brand loyalty. There's like, you got your Marlboro smokers, you got your Camel smokers,
and
you got your Cools, and your Newport smokers.
And you know who you're going to bum. You know who you're going to bum from or who you want to ask first because they got the closest brand to what you like normally.
But nobody fucks with the GPC smokers.
No one.
They're the meth heads. They're the fucking crackheads.
Yep.
Right? Like, they're the ones that you just steer clear because damn anybody's gonna stoop to that level, bro.
So Zach, you said you smoked fucking
That's crackhead
cigarettes. Because I've never seen you like nicotine. I've never seen you nicotine before.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know your whole...
I kind of like concealed it, tried to like just keep it away from everybody,
Yeah,
but I've only
on the deal.
Well, that's on the down low for real. But I've only smoked 2 cigarettes, but I've smoked more cigars than I've smoked cigarettes. And the first time I got cigars was like, it was kind of fun at first.
We're talking about Swisher.
Yeah, not Swisher Sweets.
Yeah, not good cigars.
Not good cigars. No.
Gas station cigars.
Gas station. Yeah, it was like to be broken apart and rolled into a blunt. But I had like a pack of blueberry Swisher Sweets, and I had Marcellus come over, and he was spending the night at my mom's place with me. And I was like, dude, have you ever smoked a cigar before? And he's like, no. And I asked him, I was like, do you want to try a cigar? He was like, all right, hell yeah. And so we go out on the porch and I pull the pack out and I tear it open and I smell it. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? They can smell like this? Like, this smells amazing. What the hell? Hand it over to him. He thinks they smell pretty good. I pull one out. I think it was like a 2-pack. And
now, how'd you get them?
How'd I get them?
Yeah.
From school.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like, people at school.
Yeah, school was like, hey, give me some.
Yeah, you got the homie hookup.
Yeah.
They know a guy who's overage somewhere or something. They get it. Yeah. No, I got you.
But I spark it up and I hit it, and the moment it hits the back of my throat, I like gag. I'm like,
So did you inhale?
Yeah, I fully inhaled it.
Yeah, okay. There we
The,
go.
the whole way too. The whole way. I didn't roll it and puff it out or anything. We were taking this cigar straight to the face, and we smoked we were able to get like halfway through it before we started to feel like nauseous or sick, and so I put it out, and then later that night, like maybe 3-4 hours later, I take the other cigar out of the pack after I kill the second half of the first cigar. And I'm like, dude, you know what? I can take this. This is fine. And I smoked the whole thing all the way down to a roach.
And you got sick as fuck.
And I got sick as fuck.
Dude,
I got so nauseous.
I don't
was
know
in
why. It's
fetal
always
position,
that.
dry heaving on the couch for hours.
There's always that like
And I
level.
did not sleep.
And I've got that,
hell
dude.
no.
I've got that same brain where, like, if I have like shit being left over at the end of the night is not a thing, but that always ends up in like there's always, you know, I'm the king of like I wake up and there's a half beer out on the porch that I didn't need to crack it, and there was clearly a reason I only got halfway through it. I don't even remember cracking it, but like that's where it's just. Sometimes you just gotta go in, man. If you're gonna dance with the devil, you might
You
as well
gotta go
fucking
hard.
leave.
Oh, fuck, dude. I remember the first time I got drunk, right? I was 4, maybe 3.5, 4.
Bro.
And I was
Wait, whoa.
No, check it out. No, not even joking. Like, you might think this is fucking ridiculous, but like, my dad will reinforce this story because I was a ring bearer in this wedding, and I was like a chubby kid, and I remember putting on the cummerbund. This whole night was wild, right? I was in a wedding for people that I didn't even know or remember, or fucking, I don't even know, but they had a champagne fountain at their wedding, and there's this huge fucking dance hall, and everybody's dancing around, and I tasted this champagne, bro, and I kept going up and stealing handfuls. I would put my mouth and like shovel a little in my mouth real quick, and then run off. And I remember I was doing circles on the dance floor and like pretending like I was like Michael J. Fox and like Back to the Future, and like doing the splits and dancing, like spinning around, right, getting just wild. I was so spun up. And I remember my dad spanked me, and he slapped my hand, and he told me, you know, you quit dipping in that fountain. That's not for you. That's adult juice, right? And so I was like, oh yeah, I kind of, you know, in my mind, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, well, fuck you.
I
I'm
gotta go
doing
get
it
some more. Right?
anyways.
So I go
fuck
back.
off.
Dude. And then like I just remember,
That is ridiculous.
like at the end of the night, I was like throwing up. I was drunk. My grandma's taking care of me in her car, right? And I'm just throwing up. She's like holding me, rubbing my back. I'm throwing up outside of her car. I'm drunk as fuck. The world is spinning, right? Next thing I know, I'm waking up in the middle of the night at my dad's house, and a bunch of people from the wedding had stayed at the house, and I wake up, and this fat old man's like walking across the room in his underwear, and he's like farting, and he goes to the bathroom and he opens it up, and I like remember just hearing him pee, and I'm just like so grossed out, dude. He's just in his underwear, and I'm like, pretend like you didn't see, go back to sleep.
Dude, the first time I remember
At your dad's place?
getting
Yeah, dude.
the first time I remember getting drunk, it was around the same time I started smoking cigarettes and smoking weed and doing all the debauchery all around the same age, and it was about
the
like 12,
degeneracy.
13 was in the first, like that was, so I had some cash, because how I was making my cash at that point was I immediately started dealing. Like I was a businessman before I used the shit.
You're an entrepreneur.
Exactly. So I used some of that money to get myself a 5th of Jack Daniels. Now at this time, I had no fucking judge on how intense alcohol was or is at all in any way. So I didn't know how much. So my first thing,
Half bottle?
No, I drank the whole thing.
Oh god.
So
yeah.
well, for up until this point, like I had a few drinks. Now, the first time that I had a drink, I realized most people were disgusted by this thing that I absolutely loved. Like immediately when I tasted it, I was like, "Oh, this might be a problem."
This is for me.
And so
That's how I felt about Coke.
Oh yeah, I felt the same way. Yeah, I felt the exact same way. But so this 5th of Jack, my parents went to bed. So keep in mind, this was already like 9 o'clock. Like, I should have started drinking way earlier. Whatever. Fuck it. I cracked the bottle, took a few sips, realized I could drink this shit straight. Feel great at first, you know? And I drink cool. and drink and drink. And now, at this point, it's like midnight. I'm hammered, and half the bottle and like 3/4 of the fucking bottle at this point is gone. And like it's just sitting on my desk.
No.
Keep in mind,
this does not end well. This does not.
All I've been doing. Did you keep in mind?
Did you eat or drink any water?
No, because I didn't want to leave my room to possibly make a noise outside to wake my parents up. Immediately, so all I've been doing this whole time is I'm talking to my friends over Discord playing Minecraft.
Bro,
I'm fucking hammered. I'm dying a fuck ton.
Awesome.
I'm dying a fuck ton in Minecraft. My friend's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Oh no, nothing's fine," because I didn't want to tell them I was drinking. And so but
everybody was just had no idea.
No. And so I ended up killing the whole fucking thing.
Oh my god,
dude.
The worst experiences I've ever had in my life were killing a whole bottle in a night. I'm not even kidding.
So, and this is like I have no tolerance at this point. Like, this is my first time doing this. So, this is where after the 3/4 mark, that's where shit starts getting really fuzzy in my brain. Like, I'm not quite, but what I do remember doing is because my window is my old window in my room used to be semi-complicated to get out of. It was pretty high off the fucking ground because there was a foundation on the house that went up part way that was exposed above ground, and then the room. So, because of this, and directly below my shit was concrete sidewalk. So I couldn't puke on that because obviously you can't fucking hide that. Somehow, my brain, no matter how drunk I am, knows that I'm getting away with this shit. So I managed to slide open the window. This is when I killed the whole fucking bottle. It's now 2 a.m. at this point. Fucking, I'm not going to school the next day, thank God, because it was a Friday.
Yeah.
I was like, thank the fucking Lord.
It can be either the most epic night you've ever had in your life.
Well, it wasn't epic.
But you're still going to feel it in the morning. You're just going to feel like death, right? Or it's just going to be the worst experience you've ever had.
Of your life, and you're still going to wake up and feel like death.
Yeah.
So you just got to take that risk sometimes. Now, so here's the thing. Up until this point, fun as shit. I'm laughing hard as fuck with my friends, playing Minecraft. It's dope, right? Now at this point, I'm like, all right, I've got to fight. It's game time now. I gotta open the window quietly, not to wake anyone up. Now, thankfully, my parents' room is on the entire opposite end of the house of mine. It's very easy to get out and get to a tree line. If I can manage to get out the fucking window. Now, my parents used to have... that's exactly how I felt. There was a garbage...
You're on a mission.
There was a garbage enclosure thing that I could stand on top of directly beneath my window. So I slide open the window, take the screen out carefully, gotta put the screen inside, get out... Try to I'm hammered, basically fall the fuck out my window onto the thing and then fall from there onto the ground. And now I'm just stumbling down the fucking shit, past my dad's shop to the tree line, and now I'm just in the fucking tree line just...
Oh, dude.
For what felt like an hour. I'm not entirely sure how long it was. to the point, and then I ended up literally fucking starfishing in the gravel, just staring at the fucking sky, like,
Stop spinning. Stop spinning. It's just making me more dizzy.
I like the dizzy feeling. That doesn't make me nauseous.
Dude, and then sitting there fighting, you're like, I know it's not spinning, but what the fuck?
They always told me the earth was spinning, and man, I'm feeling the rotation, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
And then at that point, I finally fucking managed to get myself up, and I realized I gotta get back in the window. Getting down was easy. Gravity helped me with that. Fucking, I just threw my body, basically. And now I gotta get back up. Now, keep in mind, not that far to actually get back up. It's only like, you just put your knee up and then fucking get it. Sober, easy as shit to do. Fucking blackout drunk, almost blackout drunk for the first time. Because again, like, it's literally like my memory goes in like fucking flash. Like, I remember the starfish. I remember the puking. I remember getting out the window, and I remember getting back in the window.
You got the highlights.
Yeah, everything in between. Who knows?
From blink
Dude.
to blink.
Did you make it?
Oh, 100%. I never got caught.
So you went full ninja, blacked out ninja.
Dude,
Blacked
this
out
is what I
ninja
figured
mode?
out. When I am drunk as shit, I am surprisingly responsible. Like, I keep my shit. Like, I made it back. I made
Your
it to my
body's
bed.
numb. But if you do it and you commit, it's a crazy fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, I committed. Yeah. So
And then
what
it's
I
like,
so
whoa, and then you wake up and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? How?
well, I almost passed out.
Like, what the fuck happened?
I almost passed out on the garbage fucking like can thing because it was. I basically had to like heft myself up there, and at that point I'm laying down on it, and I just kind of like sat there for a minute, like, ugh.
Okay, so you didn't like parkour ninja.
No, oh,
it
fuck
was
no.
like slow mo.
No, slow mo, like throw myself up into the room, and like, dude, I got into the room, and there's nothing on the other side to grab in the room, so I just fell into the room. Thankfully, at this point, I slept on a futon. It was right before I started sleeping on the floor, but I still had the futon, so I could. I basically
floor's
just
nice.
stumbled forward and hit the futon, and that's how I woke up in the morning, just at like 1. You know, my parents were gone. They told me later, they were like, yeah, we tried to wake you up, but you were just sleeping so peacefully. I was like, that wasn't peaceful. That was a fucking coma.
Nightmare.
That was a coma.
Oh my god, yeah. No,
But yeah, no, I woke up just in the fucking weeds. I didn't know how to cure a hangover at that point. So now I'm Googling how to cure hangover. And like, I'm just like, oh, fuck, drink water. Thankfully, they had Pedialyte. I was like, drink water, Pedialyte, bagel.
with or without the schmear.
Without the schmear at that point, because the cream cheese just seemed too fucking like, ugh, to...
Oh yeah, you don't want to. There's like a few things like
That you just
bacon.
can't.
Bacon is like the one thing where it's just like, yes, I
Yeah.
need bacon.
Yeah.
I need bacon. I need toast.
Dude,
And
Sherry's has something that I like. It's literally called the Hangover Burger. It's amazing. It's got eggs, bacon, and a burger patty, and lettuce, tomato, and all the works of a burger, but just with fucking...
Breakfast.
with egg and bacon on it.
Yeah, like potato. You want some heavy
Dude,
starches.
it's...
You want,
I want
yeah.
that shit to just soak the fuck up and get... Listen, I'm a professional now. Now I can kill a fifth and fucking be alright. I don't prefer to. I don't like to, but I can. It's doable.
See, for me, I learned about the multivitamin. I would literally take
Multivitamin
Advil,
and Pedialyte.
Advil liquid gel, like drink anything, like drink something before you go to bed, like a bottle, what the fuck ever. If it's water, it could be a Gatorade, it could be drink something.
I chug
But a
water.
multivitamin,
Chug
a
water
fucking
before
Advil
bed.
liquid gel, and like you'd be straight in the morning. Promise. That was my fucking cure.
Drink
all.
Pedialyte before you start drinking. Drink Pedialyte in the middle of you drinking. And drink Pedialyte right before you go to bed, and pound water the whole fucking time. You're straight. You're straight as fucking air. You wake up feeling like $1,000,000. Obviously, you still have like the adverse effects of like the
You just like
anxiety
put a
and the
straw just straight in. You just rock the Pedialyte all night with a straw in it, or like how does that work?
shit. It's you know like
It's a necklace.
like the Pedialyte.
with the fucking
Dude,
lanyard.
that would be
like
amazing. That would be fucking. That's my next thing that I need to do. Is
Can we
the
patent
Pedialyte
that shit
thing.
and sell fucking beer koozie lanyards?
They
please?
already have that.
I don't care. They don't have ours.
Dude,
know what I'm
no, we
saying?
need to do it with Pedialyte. We need to do one specifically to it's like fuck having the beer because you're always gonna have the beer on you anyways. You need to remember to keep Pedialyte on you.
You know, you can
For
put
the
a
recovery.
nug jug in there. You can
You're
put a
able to
nug
just
jug
put
in
it
there.
around
You
the-
know.
Do a full necklace like, oh, that's what needs to happen. Have a little fucking beer koozie with the beer in it with a little lighter fucking pocket and a little fucking nug, little fucking area right here, so you can have all your shit right with you, and like a little spot for a chillum too.
There we go.
Yup.
There you go. Lighter,
Chillum, lighter, little fucking pack.
Pedialyte.
And then Pedialyte.
with the straw. With the or do you
straw.
just do like the beer hat with the Pedialyte? You just stay sipping. One's Pedialyte, one's beer. You're mixing. Stay hydrated. People.
Stay hydrated.
Stay hydrated.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Fucking stay sipping on that juice.
I always stay sipping, man.
This shit is fucking tasty though. I gotta say.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I
I
know
really
you
am.
were saying it was a little bitter, but
It's grown on me.
Silver City Brewery.
Listen, you told me after my second one that I would be all good, and it really has grown on me by this point.
Yeah, dude, the pineapple orange,
Mm-hmm.
double IPA, fucking tasty. Ride the
Yeah.
spiral.
I'm not usually a huge fan of IPAs, but
You know,
This one
yeah,
takes
I
it
wasn't
on.
either for a long time, and
Gone.
you know, it took me experimenting. There's some that I can't fucking stand. They're too bitter and it lingers too much. But there's some that are like sweet, like this Tropic Haze. Like there's this one that's called Profuse Juice.
No,
It's
it
like my
literally-
favorite one that I've come across. It's fucking delicious.
it literally is
I
it's the
can
pineapple
sip on
orange.
it. Yeah.
It's pineapple orange right now. Like I would love to have this in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like this
Fuck
would be
yeah.
a great date. Like wake
Fuck
up
yeah.
9 a.m. like day drink beer.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Perfect.
Like camping, that's like that's my move.
Yeah, you need something.
Our last camping trip, right? Check it out. Like my girlfriend's
Zach,
dad,
what do you think?
My girlfriend's dad was fucking tripping, right? So check it out. He's like, oh, is it because he's drinking? He's like, oh, is it because he's drinking? Because my stepmom fucking came at me all crazy because she wanted to use the van that we just bought that was like having electrical problems.
Wait,
that we
what are you
needed
talking about?
Sort
The camping trip?
Yeah, Donna, right? And so anyhow, like she comes at me and I'm like, hey, I'm not I was really respectful and I just said, hey, I'm not comfortable using the van for that right now because we've had electrical problems with it, right? And she's like, oh, well, we shared everything with you and now you don't want to share the van with us.
Yeah.
She brought like an electric ice cream maker and like she wanted to
For
make
what?
ice cream. But this was like her sentiment. It was for like the whole camping trip was for Lisa's birthday, right? And so anyhow, like shutting that down was like, oh, I'm just shitting all over Lisa and this sentiment that like she's trying to do for Lisa and the whole making the ice cream and like, dude, it just blew up into this thing and I'm like, look, I'm not fucking comfortable doing that. I'm sorry.
And this all got blamed on you drinking?
My dad, you know, he's been an electrician his whole life. He's like, well, being an electrician, I can tell you that absolutely nothing wrong is going to happen. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, I don't even care what you have to say right now. I've made my decision and it's final. Right, like that's it. Like my responsibility is getting my family home.
That's right. I
And
don't
whatever the fuck you say, like I don't care. I've tuned you out like 5 minutes ago. Right, like I made my decision. Done. Right, like I'm a fucking adult.
Yeah, I don't care what your expertise level
like, you
is.
can get as mad
I've
at me
made
as you want.
I've
You can
made
try
the
to
decision.
Manipulate me with all this bullshit as much as you want. Like nah, it's not fucking happening.
Yeah, I've made the decision. It's so we were just ranting and raving about this beer, and Zach, you just fucking opened one and tried one. You don't seem to have the same expression of joy as we do.
No, it tastes like orange peels.
Yeah, kinda.
It tastes
It's kind of enjoyable.
super bitter. This really is like you'd have to acquire this over years of work. I swear to God.
I don't know what that says about me, but all right.
You can't just pick this shit up and be like, yeah, this shit is amazing.
But
Well, how?
Ruby Red Squirt.
Listen,
Ruby Red Squirt is just bussin'. What are you doing? It's amazing.
Listen. Well, Silver City Brewery, fucking yeah, 2 out of 3 of us get fucking voting.
Yeah.
Voting good.
Hey, if I was really like on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as IPAs go,
It's pretty fucking good.
right, like I'm pretty strict with this, right? Because like there's like a bunch of them that I really don't like. But Profuse Juice, 10. It's a 10.
Profuse Juice is amazing.
As far as IPAs go, it's the best one I've ever had. I'd say this is like a 6. I'd say this would get a 6 from me, and that's
I'd go
pretty
7.
high. That's
I'd
pretty high.
I'd go 7 or 8 only because like I really don't like IPAs, and 9 times out of 10 I will scoff on them, but this one is nice. Plus, they get one added bonus point just because I really like fucking Ride the Spiral. I'm not totally sure
Coming
what
from
the fuck
design
it means.
and
Yeah.
the whole like logo, yeah, I fucking feel
Ride the Spiral,
and that's
man.
and that's what kind of won me over. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, pineapple orange. That
What's the
sounds
power of
fucking
marketing?
delicious.
You know, like I legitimately will get sold if I'm walking through a store and
yeah.
I'm looking and it says
You
something.
make me laugh, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, or just something that sounds like really cool to say, like yeah, Ride the Spiral.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting that one.
No, that would totally.
You guys are funny as shit.
You know, like you ever heard something that was phrased well? You know, and you're like, fuck. You're like, man.
I will
sounds
invest
smooth.
in shit for the stupidest like just if it sounds well or the
What is
marketing
that?
is even
Is that a
close.
fleshlight? Is that the new fleshlight?
No, it's an adjustable
totally-
dab pen mod.
Oh,
You can
okay.
put like, you know about like DMT carts and shit.
Oh yeah.
You can
put your
put
weed in
any
there.
kind of cartridge in it. It has like a magnetic adapter. And
Yeah,
shit.
that
It's pretty
DMT.
cool.
So hey, speaking of fucking stoned ape theories, right?
Yeah,
DMT.
it only took us an hour to wrap it back.
Yeah,
around.
you know, fucking hey, but we got there. We fucking got there, right? Like shit. What happened? Where are we?
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
exactly how I feel about life a lot of the time.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, here we are. Yeah, fucking DMT.
Yeah, I was.
This is a fucking.
I was thinking
interesting-
about it the whole
So have
conversation.
you-
I was
so
trying
have
to
any-
think about
have you-
ways to
have
like
either of you
interject
Yeah.
and try and make us
done
talk about
DMT?
that.
So no.
So
No,
I have not either.
I have
However,
not. I'm
this
very
exact
interested.
room that we are sitting in used to have DMT in it, and I still haven't done it. And honestly, it's one of my biggest regrets is the fact that I had DMT in my possession,
Yeah.
and I didn't do it, and I fucking it needs to happen.
It's a really fucking fascinating thing.
Well, the issue is that the guy who I got it from is in jail now.
yeah, for
Yeah, man's laughter.
man's laughter.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there for man's laughter. Man, that is just the best way to phrase that.
Yeah.
There's like no
One
subtler
man's
way.
laughter.
Yeah,
one
man's laughter.
Well, fucking A. That is hilarious.
It's not, but I also like, man, really cool guy
Christ,
up
just
until
like
that
poet-
point.
Poetry.
Yeah. You know, one of my earliest memories in life has to do
With man's laughter?
Yeah. You know, my mom went to prison when I was young, when I was like 3 for attempted manslaughter with a hammer. And we
attempted, though.
affectionately referred to the incident as
Hammerhead?
the hammerhead incident, right? And yeah, so but this is like one of the earliest memories I have, and it's I don't know. So for me, it's like what you were talking about earlier. You're getting flashes. Like the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Right. Like I remember. Here's the craziest thing about it. I was friends with the kid. Like my mom.
Suffering out here.
Trying so hard.
My mom.
Just trying to kill that beer, but just straight suffering through, man. Listen, it's good. You just gotta believe. Tell your brain.
yeah, you just gotta believe.
Tell your brain
That's
that
not
it's
how
good.
it works. This is not how it works.
Tell your brain that it's really good to you, and then it will be.
Yeah, dude. Like this shit. Like it is
I
like
understand.
flashes though, right? And it's like one of those things where I was friends with this kid, and his mom and my mom got in a conflict. His mom attacked my mom with a baseball bat, and my mom attacked his mom with a hammer, right? And there was just blood, and anyhow, there was blood all over my mom's car. The ambulance came, and I remember me and this kid had no idea. Like his mom had just fucking
Got
and
it.
destroyed. Yeah, right. But we're pretending like this is the military. We were pretending like we were army guys, and we're like, all right, let's hide over here. We don't want them to get us. We're like trying to like pretending like we're like little army guys, right? And the helicopters are part of this whole operation, right? But then I think back on it, and it's like, holy fuck, like this was like the fucking emergency helicopter coming to get this kid's mom who needed to be fucking like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, much more of a serious situation once you rethink it.
Yeah. But in my mind, like thinking back on it, it's like, yeah, we were playing army.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, fuck, that's not really what was happening there.
Goddamn.
Dude,
Right?
so when there was all those forest fires in Washington a few years, because we get forest fire, it shit gets smoky every once in a while, but when it got really fucking smoky, at one point, I was outside, like, thinking it was a fucking game, like, in my, because I had, like, an old, like,
How old are you in this? What the scenario?
like, around 10.
Okay, so this is a long time ago. Okay.
Not recent.
Yeah, not recent. And you know those playhouses they sell at Costco? Like the big ones?
Oh, yeah.
So I had one of those. Because instead of having...
like the Costco edition? Like that one from Costco?
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
Because I know my parents and...
Your mom still has the receipt for it.
Well,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Like that's not even a joke. She definitely has a receipt somewhere for it. Yeah.
That's funny.
And I remember hiding out in that thing, like thinking and wearing a fucking mask with a filter and shit in it because my dad gave it. I thought it was just a fucking joke or a game. Thinking back on it later, it's like, no, he just literally didn't want me out there exposing my fucking lungs to breathing in all this smoke. But he couldn't get me inside because I was like, it's so, like, everything's orange and smoky, and like, I thought I was playing war or something or whatever the fuck I was doing in my head.
Yeah.
Because as an only child, especially with that much like property and freedom and everything, like my imagination ran rampant. And it my brain is fucked off.
Well, fuck, man. I feel the same way sometimes. Honestly, like my brain is fucked off. Oh shit, dude. Like we've been talking about that kind of. We'll fucking table that and come back to brains being fucked off, right? Next time.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah.
Has anybody got any final thoughts?
Besides that, I mean, fuck on.
Fuck on.
Fuck on?
Fuck on,
And
fuck off. Fuck on and fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
No.
A.
Stoned Ape Theory's first episode.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fantastic.
Fuck on.
Fuck off.
Fuck on.
Fuck off.